Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the world of commercial kitchens, specifically looking at these advanced AI-integrated air fryer systems.
Yeah, the ones built for, really high volume cooking. We've sifted through quite a bit, spec sheets, industry reviews, tech news, even some case studies on how they're actually being used.
Right. And our mission today is really to pull out the key stuff. What can these machines really do? What's the tech behind them?
And why are they popping up everywhere? We're focusing on the practical benefits, efficiency, getting that consistency, maybe even adding some new things to the menu.
Okay, so let's start with this idea of greaseless frying. It sounds appealing, obviously. Air frying is the core.
Yeah.
But for commercial spaces, a big part of it is often the ventless operation, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge deal. Not needing a traditional hood system saves a ton of money
Yeah.
and gives you flexibility in where you put the equipment.
So like the Quik and Crispy GF5,
Yeah.
also known as the Dough Express Rapid Air Fryer.
Exactly. That one uses forced hot air plus radiant heat. No oil needed. And it's not just frying, it can grill and bake, too. Pretty versatile.
And capacity. How much food are we talking?
It's got about a 14-quart capacity, which is roughly 5 pounds of food. And you can actually double stack them if you need more output. It's a bit of a workhorse.
What seems great about that one is the ease of use. People talk about the touchscreen, the presets, 15 recipes built in, and expandable via USB.
Yeah, simplicity is key. They make it easy to get consistent results on things like, frozen breaded chicken tenders, a staple almost everywhere.
Let's be honest, yeah. And faster than a convection oven. Like 20–40% faster.
That's what the specs suggest. That speed, plus being ventless, makes it really popular for places like bars or snack stands where you don't have a full kitchen setup.
Makes sense. But what if you need even more volume?
Then you might look at something like the LightFry LF12U series. Bigger capacity, handles about 5 pounds per batch too, but it's maybe a bit more heavy duty.
And it cooks differently. I saw something about convection, steam, and air impingement.
Right. It's a combination approach. Uses hot air circulation, steam, and these high-speed jets of air all happening inside a rotating drum.
Whoa, okay, so it does more than just air fry.
Definitely. It can roast, it can steam. That steam function is interesting. You could steam veggies partway, then crisp them up with the air.
Oh, that's clever. Like for broccoli or something?
Exactly. Or you could bake something like a potato casserole and then use the air to get a nice brown crust on top, all in one machine.
That opens up a lot of possibilities menu-wise. Saves needing multiple bits of kit.
And it sounds quite automated, too. 30 programs, automatic basket rotation, temperature adjustments.
Yeah, and a one-touch cleaning cycle. That's gold in a busy kitchen. Plus safety features like a cool-down mode.
They have that tagline, air is the new oil, claiming up to 60% less fat, and features like auto-emptying the basket, a refresh cycle to keep things crisp.
Sounds pretty advanced. But it needs more power, right? 208V 3-phase and water for the steam.
Yeah, it's definitely geared towards higher volume places that have the infrastructure, standard commercial power, basically, and the water hookup for that steam capability.
Okay, so that's the air frying side.
Yeah.
But let's switch gears slightly. What about automated oil frying?
Good point. The Perfect Fry PFA series from Middleby is a great example. It is an oil fryer, but it's fully automated, and importantly, it's ventless.
Ventless oil frying, how does that work?
It uses built-in HEPA filtration, really effective at scrubbing the grease and odors out of the air, so no hood needed. And the automation is where it gets interesting.
Right, like it has some AI smarts.
Feels like it. You basically load the food, and it handles the whole process, frying, draining, even dispensing it when it's done.
Seriously. Load and walk away.
Pretty much. It has presets for, I think, up to 9 items. Features like rapid fry mode for busy times, and this cook time sensitivity feature.
What does that do?
Well, imagine you drop a big batch of frozen fries in, the oil temp drops, the fryer senses that, and automatically extends the cook time just enough to compensate.
Ah, so you always get perfectly cooked fries, not soggy ones.
Exactly. Crucial for consistency with things like tenders and fries. Broaster has similar smart touch ventless fryers too, using sensors for automatic adjustments.
So where are these automated oil fryers most popular?
They've really found a home in places like ghost kitchens, kiosks, anywhere you need that classic deep-fried taste with minimal labor.
But without the low-fat benefit of air fryers, obviously.
Right. It's a trade-off. You get the automation and consistency, but you're still using oil.
Okay, stepping up the automation ladder even further. Robots.
Now we're talking cutting edge. Systems like Miso Robotics Flippy or Nala Robotics Wingman, these aren't just automated fryers, they're robotic stations.
Using AI vision and actual robots.
Precisely. The AI identifies the food, tells fries apart from chicken wings, for example, and adjusts the settings. Flippy can manage multiple baskets, tweaking parameters for each.
And Wingman does even more, breading and saucing.
Yeah, it automates those upstream steps too. It's moving beyond just pre-programmed settings to actual AI integration where the machine sees and adapts.
The potential for places churning out lots of comfort food.
Yeah.
It seems massive. Unmatched precision, consistency.
And throughput, just churning out perfectly cooked food, order after order. But let's be real, these are complex systems.
Yeah, a big investment, I imagine. Much more than a standard air fryer.
Definitely. High cost, more complexity, but the potential payoff in high volume scenarios is significant.
Which brings us back to that core benefit across many of these systems.
Sure.
Consistency, especially for those crowd pleasers.
Absolutely. Whether it's the Quick and Crispy or the LightFry, those one-touch recipe programs for tenders, fries, whatever, that's huge.
Makes training staff so much easier, ensures the food's the same every time.
And that hot air method, it works really well for anything pre-breaded or oven ready. You get that crispy outside, tender inside, pretty close to deep fried.
Plus the baking ability we mentioned. Up to around 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can air fry some wings, then hit a button and bake off some biscuits.
Exactly. Preset programs handle the switch in time and temp. Of course, you're limited by basket size for baking.
Right, not baking huge sheet pans.
No. But models like the LightFry with that steam plus air combo, that's great for things needing moisture and browning. Think gratins, maybe even fruit cobblers.
Their versatility in one unit is a massive space saver for, say, a food truck or a ghost kitchen.
Totally. Getting decent home-style baked sides without needing a whole separate oven is a big plus.
Let's dig into the smart tech a bit more. It's more than just digital timers now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we're seeing smart controls, sensors, digital recipe memory is pretty standard now on the advanced models. Ensures repeatability.
And like the Perfect Fry PFA adjusting cook time based on temperature drops, that's genuinely smart.
That real-time adjustment is critical for quality control in busy periods. Some also track usage data, which helps with maintenance scheduling, like knowing when to filter the oil.
But the really futuristic stuff is the actual AI-driven cooking. Like that chef AI fryer from CES.
Right. Using deep learning, sensors, it identifies the food and literally stops cooking when it's perfectly done. No more guesswork.
That's amazing. Taking the human error element out.
And we see glimpses in things like Flippy using cameras and oil sensors for precise timing and adjustments based on the actual food, not just a timer.
Then there's the whole IoT, the connected kitchen idea. USB ports for recipes like on the Quik and Crispy are a start.
But imagine networked units, remote monitoring, pushing menu updates centrally to a whole chain of restaurants. That's where the real operational efficiency gains could come from.
And the labor-saving automation, too. Auto-shake baskets on the LightFry.
Or auto-filtering and cleaning cycles on the LightFry and Perfect Fry. Those are tasks nobody enjoys, and they take time. Automating them frees up staff.
So the goals are all pointing towards consistency, speed, and safety.
Pretty much. Consistent quality, faster cooks, safer operation, that's the trifecta they're aiming for.
Okay, so they sound pretty capable, but are there still gaps? Things these machines don't do yet? Unmet needs.
Definitely. I think one big area is true versatility for raw ingredients. Most are great with pre-cooked or breaded items, but handling, say, raw hand-battled chicken or fresh biscuit dough automatically, that's still a challenge.
Ah, right. So kitchens doing more scratch cooking might still need manual steps or different equipment for those items.
Exactly. Nala's Wingman, automating the breading and saucing, hints at that future, but it's early days and expensive tech.
Yeah.
There seems to be a need for maybe a mid-range unit that can intelligently handle raw items.
And the interface.
Yeah.
Still mostly presets.
Largely, yes. Moving towards more intuitive AI, where you could maybe just tell the fryer what you're cooking, like the chef AI concept, that would be a leap forward.
Instead of scrolling through menus.
Right, and universal IoT connectivity isn't standard yet. Being able to easily integrate these fryers into a whole kitchen management system would be valuable.
What about sheer capacity? Are they big enough for the busiest places?
That can be a limitation. If you need to air fry huge batches and bake other things simultaneously, you might need multiple units. Maybe we'll see larger multi-zone models emerge.
And the texture difference compared to deep frying.
It's close, but sometimes, yeah, there's a slight difference. Maybe future hybrid models, pressure air frying, or using a fine mist of oil to bridge that gap. just speculating.
So more flexibility, smarter AI, maybe bigger capacity, while keeping the consistency and labor savings.
That seems to be the direction, yeah. More versatile, easier to use, higher throughput.
So who's actually buying these things right now? And why?
Primarily, it's the high-volume players and multi-site operations. Ghost kitchens are a big one.
Because of the ventless aspect.
That's huge for them. Avoids expensive hoods. Plus, the automation cuts labor costs, which is vital for their model, and consistency is non-negotiable. Flippy was practically designed for ghost kitchens.
Makes sense. What about places like schools or hospitals?
Hmm.
Institutional settings?
Big market there, too. They need consistency for massive volumes of things like chicken tenders. Lower fat is appealing, and safety no open hot oil is paramount. Perfect Fry even calls out K-12 schools, healthcare, and delis as users.
And fast casual chains, food trucks.
Yep. For them, the space saving of a multifunction unit is key. Cost savings, too. And for chains, ensuring that burger and fries taste the same in every location is crucial. And these help achieve that without needing expert fry cooks everywhere.
And the labor shortage issue must be playing a role.
Absolutely. Any equipment that saves labor is attractive right now. Even a mid-range air fryer that automates cooking frees up staff for other tasks, boosting overall throughput. Think about the Wingman Robot 247 operation with minimal oversight.
So the common threads are speed, consistency, maybe a nod to healthfulness.
And getting that home-style comfort food quality with automation that makes it almost foolproof, even for less skilled staff.
It sounds like investing in these smart fryers is becoming less of a luxury and more of a necessity for future-proofing these kinds of kitchens.
I think that's a fair assessment. It's about efficiency and reliability.
So wrapping up our deep dive today, it's clear these AI-integrated air fryer systems are bringing, well, a lot to the table in commercial kitchens. Versatility, automation, efficiency, consistency.
Yeah, they really mark a shift in tackling high-volume cooking, offering answers to challenges like labor costs and that constant need for reliable quality.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? As AI gets even more integrated into kitchen appliances, how much further could it change how our food gets made?
Exactly. What kind of unexpected, maybe even revolutionary culinary innovations might pop up simply because the technology allows for it? Something to chew on.